What up guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about Amir Khan getting a title shot against Canelo Alvarez. It looks like Canelo Alvarez will be facing Khan he'll be defending his WBC middleweight title. How do I see this fight going? I mean, Amir Khan gets a lot of stick at the end of the day. Me being from Britain, I don't know why he gets a lot of stick, but a lot of people talk about his chin being a big factor in this fight. I believe Amir Khan's going to do really well in this fight. People might say I'm delusional for thinking like that because Canelo's a big middleweight. Well, he's not even a middleweight really because he's fighting at 155 pounds. But if you look at the middleweight divisions at 160 and Canelo's going to be doing it at 155 against Amir Khan. But if you look at Amir Khan in general, he walks around at 157 pounds or 160 pounds, he says, and he boils down to the welterweight division at 147 pounds. But if you look at it, Amir Khan is a big welterweight. If you look at, I think, really, in my eyes, I think he's going to do exceptionally well in this fight. I believe Amir Khan's going to utilise his speed. He's got natural boxing ability. I think if he stays on the outside and uses his boxing brain and stays out of Canelo's big power shots, I believe he could possibly take this fight and beat Canelo Alvarez. Another thing what makes me think about Canelo Alvarez really taking this fight serious is they demanded a rematch clause in the contract. Also, I got to give credit to Amir Khan because of the fact that, he's basically didn't put a rehydration clause in there, and he wanted to prove that he can beat Canelo Alvarez at the actual weight. Of that being, Canelo not using any excuses when he loses. Now, people might say to me, or people might say, oh, well, come on, Canelo Alvarez, you got to give him a shot. I do give him a shot. I do think he'll do really well as well. But I'm talking about previous boxers that have given Canelo Alvarez trouble. Floyd Mayweather used a lot of movement, but Floyd Mayweather is just a defensive whiz. So you can't really use that performance because that performance was just absolutely beautiful. The way Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo Alvarez that night was something special. But if I look at Erislandy Lara used a lot of movement. What he was doing was, in the fight, he's a southpaw now, so he was switching to the right, and he would throw the shot, but he would pivot off Canelo's power shot that was coming back at him, and he would move off it and move off it. So for me, I think if Amir Khan utilizes that same game plan, where he uses his fast hands and then moves around, keeps on moving around with them fast hands and feet, and then he's definitely got a shot of beating Canelo Alvarez. I always say to people, when people give Khan a lot of stick, I always say, give me one fight that you can remember where Amir Khan has not been in an exciting fight. He's always been in exciting fights. If you look at when he fought Michael Smardana, that was an amazing fight. That got 2010 Fight of the Year, that did. And that was a great performance. Even when he went over and fought Paulie Malignaggi in New York in his first defence, it was a good fight. I don't know why he gets stick, but in my eyes, I believe Amir Khan is destined for greatness, really. If you look at also when he fought, Andreas Koltanek, that was a great performance from him. And he produced the goods and he won the WBA light welterweight title. So, yeah, I give him credit. I do think, and people are saying, oh, when I was looking at the press conference yesterday and I was watching the video, and Canelo didn't look that big from Amir Khan. Amir Khan looked, big as well. I mean, he is, he looks good at that weight. So I believe punch resistant wise, I think he's going to have a lot of speciality in this fight, and I think he's going to produce the goods. And I do hope Amir Khan does win, because for me, not only because he's Asian, I'm not saying because of that reason, but I do believe he is a very good boxer. Another thing you got to understand, when he represented Great Britain for the Olympics, think about how many gyms the GB squad went to. When they were looking for representing someone to represent their country, when they went around to other gyms, they chose Amir Khan. So they saw something special in Amir Khan's gifted abilities at boxing. So he is definitely a very good boxer. People got to understand, Canelo Alvarez is going to struggle with the speed. The speed element is what's going to worry Canelo Alvarez. I'm not saying Canelo Alvarez hasn't seen anything like that. I mean, if Canelo Alvarez blocks the ring off and cuts the ring off and forces the fight on Khan, it could be a different story. But I don't think Amir Khan's going to be stupid enough to trade with him because he's such a big puncher. I believe Amir Khan's going to box to a very, very good game plan and produce the goods on the night. But anyway, let me know what you guys think anyway. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Triple B Boxing TV. Thank you.